everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Let's get right into it and start crafting. I have two DIYs for you today, Easter and spring. So the first DIY, we are going to be taking two of these little crepe boxes from the Dollar Tree, and I'm also going to use these little dowels that I got at Walmart, this sign that was also from the Dollar Tree, and some foam for our flowers, with some flowers. Those picks I got at Dollar Tree as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off this ribbon that's on the back of this sign. And I'm only going to use two pieces of this sign. I'm going to use the part that says happy and the other part that says Easter. And I'm pulling out the staples as well because these staples can get pretty stuck in there. So they're pretty well put together. So I'm just using my little piercing plier tool to get those out. And then once I get those out, I'm going to take some sandpaper and I'm just going to sand over my holes just to kind of smooth them out a little bit, because I'm also going to be coloring the back of this sign as well. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some white chalk paint. This is by Waverly, and I am going to just go over it. Now, I only give this one coat because I kind of wanted some of that brown to peek through, because on the other side of this sign, there is a little bit of that brown. So I wanted to have it coming through, and I want it to look really distressed. So I'm just going over it with one coat, and then I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other one as well. Then next, I'm going to come in and I am going to do a coat of the white chalk paint also on the crates as well. I did go a little bit on the inside of the crates just so that if any of it was showing after I put my florals in, you wouldn't be able to see that light wood color showing through. You would see the white instead. Now, once I get these completely covered with my chalk paint. Now, I only did both sides of this and then the one end. I didn't have to do the other side because those are going to get glued together with the other one. So there was no reason for me to paint that side. So now next what I'm going to do is see how it has the lines in the front showing like its little slats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my charcoal pencil, which I also got these at the Dollar Tree. Sometimes you can find them there, but you could just use a regular pencil if you don't have one. And I want to make those lines on the back, and I wanted to make sure they were even with the lines in the front. So what I did is I just held my sign up sideways. I made little marks with my pencil. Then I came in with my ruler and I just drew that straight line to help get that look of that wood. And there we go. And I'm just going to keep going all the way down. I believe there's 4 of them that I do. And then after that, I want it to be a little bit distressed, those lines. I didn't want them to be so perfect. So I am going to come in with my sand block and I'm going to sand those lines as well. But first, I'm going to also come in with some steel chalk paint. It's the color steel, and that's also by Waverly. And I will be distressing these as well with that color. So I use my little chippy brush, which you see on the side there, and I am going to use that to distress all around my boxes and also my pictures. So the reason why I'm doing the back side of these, because you're going to be able to see them once I put this all together. You will be able to see the back side of the sign as well. So I wanted to make sure that it was all, put together and everything looked like it was meant to be that way. So once I get through distressing with this, all I do is I dip my paintbrush in the paint a little bit, and then I kind of rub it on the paper that I have down, and then I just go in and I'm just dry brushing. You could go as light or as dark as you want. It just depends on the look that you are looking for. Some places I go a little bit darker on the edges and a little bit in the middle and on the sides, but then I go really lightly in other areas. So that it is all done nice and pretty. And now I'm going to do my boxes. I'm going to go in and do the exact same thing. I'm going to distress everything around the edges and on the sides and on the front and back of that box. And then once all that is done, I'm going to come in with my sand block again, and I'm going to turn those pictures around. And what I did is I took my sand block and I got all that glitter off. Because I forgot to do it in the beginning. So I came back once everything was dry and I just used my sand block and I sanded it down, got all the glitter off, and kind of just stressed the front a little bit with my sand block. And then I also came in with the steel color again with the front of those those pictures, and I also distressed it a little bit as well. Just a little bit on the edges and around the happy, like the colors, so the black wasn't so, it came out really, the black just came out a lot and I didn't want it that bright. So I just toned it down a little bit with this steel color. Sorry if I'm not getting my words out okay. I'm a little plugged up and I hope I'm not getting sick. But anyhow, next I'm going to come in and I'm going to also color one of those dolls with the chalk paint, the white chalk paint, okay? And I also come in and I do distress this as well because this is also going to be part of it. And I just want to make sure everything is the same. So there are my boxes all nice and dry and done. And now I'm going to just take my hot glue gun and I am going to glue those two sides together that I did not use my chalk paint on. And you got to be careful with those boxes because sometimes they're not quite the same size. They're not actually like the same height or width or whatever. I don't know what it is. They're kind of off a little bit. So just be careful when you're putting them together. Try to put the best ones you can together. And then what I'm doing is I'm going to glue happy on one side and Easter on the other side. And then once I get those glued down, you're going to see that I push these down and make sure they're really strong and glued on. Now you could use E6000 if you wanted a more permanent hold, but I was okay with just using my hot glue gun. So now I'm going to come in with the dowel and I'm going to put that on the top part. And we're making like a little cute, I've seen these in Hobby Lobby and online and a lot of the stores. And it looks like a little toolbox, but it's used as a flower box. So that is what I am doing here. I'm making a little flower box to put some of our Easter decor in. So there you go, all done. Super cute, super pretty. I absolutely love this one. So now next I'm going to come in with some of that craft foam. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut one of them down. These ones are already cut into bricks. I kind of like these because I don't have to cut them. But this is that soft foam that you get at Dollar Tree. And then I found these little glittery Easter picks that are super pretty. And they came in pink, yellow, and they're the pastel colors. Pink, yellow, blue, and purple. So I'm going to stick those all around the ends of my boxes. Now I do go back because I didn't like them. They were too long for this box, so I end up cutting them down and going back in and sticking them back in again, which you'll see after. I didn't record that part, but I mean, you make them as long as short as you want, but you know how you want it to look, so you decide, how long or short you want your flowers to be in your box. But I liked it a little bit shorter, so I ended up cutting them down a little bit more. But I'm just sticking them around, and then I come in with these glittery little berries that I found at the Dollar Tree as well for Easter. And these came in the pale pastel colors as well. The yellow, the pink, the lavender, and the blue. And I'm just going to stick those around. And now these are what is really going to fill up our box and make it look full and pretty and very Eastery. Now I also kept the leaves on these. I thought they were pretty as well, and I stuck them in with them. I just pushed them up on the little stem, and then I clipped it off and stuck them in the foam. And I just went around and stuck as many as I wanted, however many I thought, just to fill up the box. Then I also came in with these eggs that I also got at the Dollar Tree. Now I thought I was going to use the Easter grass, but I did not like it in this floral. So I do end up taking that out as well. I like to leave in my mistakes or things that I don't like so you guys could see that I mess around with the flowers a lot. I don't just go in sometimes and it's perfect. I mess around with them a lot. I play around with my flowers till I get them just the way I want them. So now these picks are very hard to find at the Dollar Tree, but I did find them. And I absolutely love these because they're very realistic and they have the pastel colors in them as well. And they're just like greenery. And it looks like there's lavender in them and then these little pink, like really cute flowers on them as well. And I just stuck those all in between to kind of fill up my box. And I wanted to bring more of that green and more of the, because there was a lot of, how do I say it, bling, I guess you would say, glittery going around in there. So I wanted to tone it down just a little bit with some of those green bunches. And there it is, all nice and pretty. I absolutely love how this turned out. And here it is up close. And don't mind me, I am just getting used to holding my camera, so it did jiggle a little bit. But I hope you guys like it. So now on to DIY number 2. This one could be Easter or it can also be for spring. I went in with one of these bamboo looking wreaths that I got at the Dollar Tree, some Easter grass, these yellow tulips, also these purple tulips. Now the tulips I did not get at Dollar Tree, and also these bushes there that you see, and I don't know what those flowers are called, sorry. And I also came in with some of my ribbon that I had. So now what I first did is I came in with the Easter grass and I just poked those in to the bamboo. Now I did not have to hot glue any of these flowers down because you could just poke them in right into this bamboo. There's so many little areas to poke in flowers. So that's what I love about this, because I can use this bamboo, change out flowers, whatever you want to do. So if you don't have to hot glue, don't hot glue. So I went in with these yellow ones that kind of hang down a little bit. And I'm kind of going like for a side type of view of the wreath. So it's going to all go to the side and you're still going to be able to see that bamboo because I wanted it to show through. I really love that color on the wreath. I didn't want to cover the whole wreath. So I'm just coming in and I'm clipping them off with my wire cutters. And I do come in with some lavender as well, which you'll see in a minute. But first I come in with these. Now these tulips I did not get at the Dollar Tree. I got these on sale at Michael's. And actually the stems were very thick. So they went in. They were a little hard to get in there, as you could see. I'm just kind of like shoving them in there. But they stay really nice. So, which is really good. They weren't falling out at all. And I stuck a few of those in, and I love these tulips. They're so pretty. And they were only a couple dollars. They did not cost me a lot. And I got a really big bunch, so I still have some left over, which is great. And then I wanted to use a couple of these leaves to kind of fill them out as well. So I stuck a couple of the tulip leaves in there as well. And that took up a really great deal of room there and kind of made it look more full. So then next I came in with the lavender, and I'm just kind of going down, as you could see, on the sides. And I just keep bringing my flowers down and around and just keep filling them in wherever you feel there's an opening or you feel like something's missing. And that is basically what I did. And I kept this part in so you guys could kind of see how I was going in and doing it. Now, these ferns I got at the Dollar Tree as well. So grab these while you can because they do go fast. And I use these to kind of back a lot of it and use as my base on my wreath to really fill it out. And then I came in with these lavender, purple, pinkish color bush that I got. This I got at Walmart for $3.47. You get a big bush full of tulips and greenery and these cute little lavender bushes. So I thought this was super fun to use. And then I'm just kind of bending them down and bringing them down. And there it is. Look how beautiful that is. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love it. So now I'm going to come in with my ribbon. Now this ribbon, this one I got at for $2.99 at Michael's. And then this one is a Dollar Tree ribbon, which I'm sure you guys all have seen the Easter ribbon at the Dollar Tree. And then I also come in with this beautiful yellow one that is so pretty, guys. Look at that. And I got that for $2.99 too at Michael's. And then I come in with this. I got really lucky with finding this this twine, I guess you would call it, raffia. It's purple, lavender, whatever you want to call it. It's just got 3 different purples in there. And what I did is I just kind of wrapped it a couple times around my in like a loop, and then I cut it because I wanted to include that in there. Because what I'm going for is a messy bow. I love making messy bows. I'm not very good at making regular bows, so I go for the messy bow, and I like it. So if you have trouble with bows, this is the easiest bow I would say to go for. So what I did is I just wrapped the raffia a couple times, this purple lavender raffia. I got this, I believe it was in the clearance at Walmart in their clearance section. So really look, because they always have a ton of ribbon in their clearance section, in their clearance aisle, I should say. And then what I do is I just bunch them up in the middle, and then I'm going to crisscross them like that. Okay? So I just laid them on top of each other, bunched them up, crisscrossed them, and now I'm going to use my little pipe cleaner to tie them all together. And now I'm just going to kind of poof them out, move them around the way I want. And some of these are wired ribbon, so you can kind of like crunch them up a little bit or however you want, but it's supposed to look messy, and that's what I love about it. And I just love the rustic look to messy bows. Look how cute that is. It's adorable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right in the middle of those 2 big bushes that I made on each side, and see how I left a little bit of the bamboo showing on the wreath. I love that. And I just tied it down with my pipe cleaner. And now I'm going to come in with these cute little eggs that I got at Dollar Tree, these speckled eggs, and I'm going to come in with the yellow, the lavender, and then that cream colored one that you see there, white or cream, I guess you could say. And I'm going to glue that down for my center of my bow. And look at how pretty, guys. I absolutely love this. I hope you guys do too. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you. Just don't forget to hit that red subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And I got a lot more videos coming, guys, so I'm just getting started. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.